What's happening, guys? It's Greg from East Coast Dyes. It's Friday, got the weekend coming up. It's a good day here at the ECD HQ. Hope you guys are loving all my Snapchat stories. If you haven't followed me, make sure you go follow us on Snapchat at ECD Official. Someone had already taken East Coast Dyes when I went to get it. Who will want the Snapchat East Coast Dyes? What are you gonna do with that? You're gonna Snapchat people saying East Coast Dyes? Anyway, ECD Official is our Snapchat, and we're uploading all the Snapchat stories to YouTube every Tuesday. So we also have a lot of great videos for you coming up next week, including overviews of the Surgeon 10, this bad boy is shiny, and the new Epic Hawk, so make sure to stay tuned for those. But today we're bringing back our head-to-head series where we compare one head directly to another. I tell you what I like about them, what I don't like, and pick an overall winner in each category and a winner of which head I suggest more. So today we're going to be addressing the controversial decision to switch away from the Lakota to the Warrior Burn. So our head-to-head is the Nike Lakota versus the Warrior Burn. So I know much of the ECD Nation was disappointed when I switched away from the Lakota to the Burn, and now we're going to discuss how I feel about each head and compare them directly to each other. So we're going to start out with the first category, and that is price. These days Lakotas can be had for $85 online, which I consider to be one of the best deals in Lacrosse. Great head for a lower than premium price point. And the Warrior Burn can be bought for $89 online, so still a really great price. You know, it's only $4 difference. I'm going to give the edge here to the Lakota because 85 bucks is what I feel is a great price point for this head. But as far as value goes, only $4 for this head, being that it's a brand new head, is still a great deal. So price goes to Lakota, but by a very narrow margin. So next up, we've got face shape, and you're going to notice that the face shape on the Lakota is very similar to the face shape on the Burn, and that is one of the main reasons that I picked it. So what you have here in the Lakota, and this is the high school version, is a nice pinched throat with a relatively gradual flare, a little more aggressive than an EVO 4, but less aggressive than a clutch, which is the perfect face shape for me. Right around the middle of the head, and flares out nice and easy. And so you're going to see the Warrior Burn has the same thing, nice pinch in the throat and a flare out right around here. That's an aggressive flare right between an EVO and a clutch, which is what I love. So the face shapes are very similar, very similar, but the one thing that gives the Burn the edge over the Lakota in this scenario is the length of the head. So the Lakota, from the opening here to the opening here, is actually shorter than the Burn. This is a little bit longer of a head, kind of like the Superpower is. So if you were to hang them on a hook, match them up perfectly, scoop under scoop, the Burn is actually a little bit longer from here to here, and what that does is just gives you a little bit of a longer head, which is going to increase your accuracy, make the pocket just a little more mobile, and make the release just a little bit smoother and longer, which is what I was looking for. This always had a little bit of an abrupt quick release, and I wanted something where I could really get a longer release and feel the ball come out. So that's the only reason the Burn takes the edge in the face shape, because they both have my favorite face shapes in the game. Next up, we're going to go weight, and in this category the Warrior Burn takes it easily. The Warrior Burn is 4.9 ounces and the Nike Lakota is 5.3 ounces. 5.3 ounces is not too heavy, and are you ever going to notice 0.4 ounces in a game? Probably not, but you know, every little tenth of an ounce gives you a little bit faster speed through your shot, a little bit faster head speed, and it's going to help. So the Burn, by shaving away some of the inside material with SYM rail technology, they would have reduced the weight to under 5 ounces, so the Burn takes the weight category. Next up is stringing, and so these are very similar heads as far as stringing goes. They both have very similar string configurations. The Burn has 4 large holes at the top, the Lakota has 3, and then they all have, you know, they both have numerous string holes going down the side and going down the side here, so as many as you could want. I am going to give the edge to the Burn in this scenario. I just like it a little bit more for stringing. I think the length of the head helps, and I really like the way the sidewall tapers back to a point on the back here, which allows you to get your sidewall knot nice and tight. Lakota's tapers to a point to an extent, but not quite to the same extent, and I just like the shape of the Warrior sidewall holes a little bit more, and the fact that they have more larger holes at the top. It's a very slim margin, but the Burn wins in stringing. And finally is durability and stiffness. So the Lakota I used for a very long time, had a great chance to test the durability of this head. It does warp a little bit, this throat is going to get pinched, and I found that at least 3 of my Lakotas broke at one of these bottom sidewalls down here, were starting to have stress fractures. So that did happen a couple times to me, so the durability was not great, but the stiffness is perfect for a shooting head. Just a little bit of flex right in the middle there to pull the head together when you're shooting. The burn is lighter, so you'd think it'd be less durable, but the SYM rail technology really does work here. It has the same, if not better, stiffness and flex than the Lakota does, while being more lightweight. So I think the durability on this head is going to be really nice. I think it would outlast, and the stiffness is definitely better, especially when you compare it to the weight of the head. So the burn takes the cake in stiffness and durability as well. And finally, we have overall look and offset as well. So the look of both heads is very different, but I love them both. I always loved the aggressive look of the Lakota. Just these two slashing sidewall designs was perfect. And the offset is nice. You can see it drops down here and goes straight across, so it's a little bit set forward, which was ideal for my mid-high pocket because it really pushed the ball up in the pocket. So the look was always perfect, but it just, you know, since it is an older head, it lacks a couple intricate design elements. Now the burn has a slightly different offset. You can see it's a little more swoopy, a little bit further down the head, which actually moved my pocket down a little bit, which is actually something I was looking for. It has a similar sidewall design, 3 slashing sidewall braces here, and they're actually, these ones are much lower. So the high pocket always looked really good with these upper sidewall designs. The pocket sat right under them. Here it looks a little bit different. It, you know, might have been a little bit better for a low pocket, but still looks nice. But what I like about the burn is it has a lot of nice detail elements. All these cutaways with the SYM rail technology and the SYM twist make the sidewalls look really nice, just really updated, really clean, advanced and modern, as opposed to the flat, kind of stagnant, blocky sidewalls in the Lakota. So that's the main thing that I liked about the burn, is it just looks a little more updated and new. So I actually do like the way the burn looks more than the Lakota, but that being said, the burn is 4 or 5 years older than the Lakota, so that is to be expected. So overall winner, obviously the Warrior Burn, since I chose it over the Lakota, but I always loved the Lakota, but it was time to move on. The burn is a terrific head to move on to. So I want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure to let me know if you guys are using a burn or a Lakota or both, and what your head-to-head comparison would be down in the comments. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't, and have a great day.